just king, great king. People error, people king, big, just king, king. Happy, many down, many jack king from right, just new king, big, great, can, new, happy. The owls are not what they seem, the owls. People very just king, great king. People error, people king, big, just king, king. Happy, many down, many jack king from right, just new king, big, great, can, new, happy. The owls are not what they seem. The owls are not what they seem. The owls, people very just king, great king. People error, people king, big, just king, king. King, happy, many down, many jack king from right, just new king, big, great, can, new, happy. The owls are not what they seem. The owls.
Okay. All right. Well, hello. I see the assassins have failed. There was a biological attempt made upon me. My immune system seems to be in recovery from it, but that's one of the risks that happens when you expose yourself to so many different biome, like all the different spike proteins people make now. And the blue church card of today's show is the 9 of spades. Through some algorithmic magic, we've got a new addition to the flotilla, for which you're going to definitely want to make your savings throws. Those will be coming up. But given the lack, the amount of time since we've been together, I know several of you need as much of this branding as I do.
The thing we know about kayfabe is that he's a dog, and also it's participatory. And I think there's a difference we have going on, where one side acknowledges it and they participate knowing that it's rigged, right? And then there's this one, the other ones are just participating, they're playing along, they know it's rigged. There's a thing here going on where your acceptance of how to interface with kayfabe, how to participate in kayfabe, whether or not that includes the fact that it's fake and scripted or not, is it play? I don't. Like I said, this was the edge of my thinking aloud. So the archetype, at least as far as I can tell, that I'm trying to manufacture as a TV station as part of mass media propaganda, is that of us as fire ants coming together in small intentionality networks that will eventually achieve synchronic harmony. Hermio. We're into the sea of bullshit, forming small networks that will eventually come online. Now, I don't want to be an ant. Got a shitty archetype to me. What the hell else do you have out there? Nothing.
We'd like to draw your attention to the tip jar before mind control saves. There's no current goal, as I couldn't be arsed. We want to honor the Shadow Cabal members with the fancy green in their names by when they invoke the magical emojis, also displaying them on the screen. Here's the Howdy Rascal and the VNA bubble, as invoked by Mills over there. Well, we got an invocation of Denimore's Denny by PRN, and Chad loves spaghetti. Did I miss anybody? 3 howdies from Afriel, but golly, man, all right, howdy, and then one more. And we hope you're feeling virtually not alone. Look at the impact you can have from the hive mind on this virtually not alone production. Enter the Accuser, Secret Sunday Spaghetti, a Grimgris stream for August 28, 2025. And I said hello. I see the assassins have failed. But I don't see any other members of the Sacred Order of Foolish Transparency identifying themselves in the hive mind. It's fascinating, fascinating. This show is definitely also brought to you by the Fraternal Regiment embodying narcissistic sociopathy. We're coming for your brotherhood. Thank you, Avriel. Welcome. All right, savings throws right after this series of...
Imagine a world where boundaries blur between reality and fiction, with Mikhail Gorbachev leading the charge. Gorbachev didn't just challenge political norms, he dared to break the fourth wall in storytelling. "Tear down that fourth wall," he exclaimed, inviting us into a new era of engagement. His metaphorical call wasn't for Berlin alone. It was a clarion call to storytellers and audiences alike. Engage directly, break barriers, and foster a dialogue. Gorbachev's words echo in the halls of creativity. As storytellers, it's our turn to tear down that fourth wall, inspired by Gorbachev's daring challenge. Join us in this creative revolution. Tear down the walls that confine your stories. Share, like, and subscribe for more inspiration.
All right, and now, since we're delving into what we're delving into today, you do need your savings throws versus the mind control, which is to remind you that there are people trying to shape your view of the world for various means and purposes, and that's happening at all times. But here, on the Grimgris stream, you get a savings throw against it if you're willing to choose how you will resist it. Will it be your will to survive, your social network, your accumulated wisdom, or the power of your heart that you choose to use against the mind control? Hi, Kiki. Kiki. Survival, social, wisdom, or heart. Choose. Ooh, survival is mated with a 14 pair of chakras. There. Socialists, on the other hand, are going to need the replay comment bonus, because that's only a 6. And you need 10 for half damage. Lovers of wisdom, Trinity for you. That's a lot of bonuses required. Pairing it up with Parachakra survivalists, the heart folks with 14, and the indigo kids, making it a trifecta of 14s, with indigo 14 as well. Well, okay, we'll get into it soon. First, this.
Did you get that on video? No. Mom, I'm not going to. That's, I'll show you later. Look, the gators, obviously. Hey, yo! I just feel bad for this kid. My God, he's trying to get you. Yeah, it's okay.
phones and pot and mind control.
You must eradicate from your essence childish folly.
You must eradicate from yourself childish folly.
You must abandon childish things. You must grow up. You must abandon.
You must grow up. Grow up.
You must grow up.
Grow up.
You must abandon childish things.
You must grow up.
You must grow up.
Grow.
Grow up.
You must grow up.
Grow.
Grow up.
Grow.
Grow up.
Grow.
Grow up.
Grow.
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 Grow. Grow. Grow.
Grow.
Grow.
Now, I must disclose that among the powerful artifacts retrieved from my Midwestuary adventure, one of those is I'm being introducing to you now, which is the gold Cypress deck. Cypress deck is a new player for Cards of the Day, and now let me tell you this: it's a slippery deck. It's a slippery deck of cards. Now, what happened during Midwestuary apparently was someone joined the flotilla. That is, the TLC. You see, for those new to the area that don't jump to conclusions, it's a little confusing, the differences and the sameness between the TLC, this little corner of the internet, and the estuary movement, as there is many enthusiasts of the estuary movement in the TLC. However, the TLC is just the shared space on the internet where channels that see each other. You see, the internet and video social networking forms a lot of echo chambers. And one of the differences of this little corner and other places is that here we see and can see each other and communicate with each other. So you're not an individualized drone staring at the screen, but somebody who can look to the left and to the right and see others with you staring at the screen as well. Cypress, that card of the show, is the Queen of Diamonds. Ooh, so fancy. And but by the power of using certain keywords and sharing certain viewing habits with other users, a channel with 8 subscribers, now up to 13, can enter this little corner by covering this little corner content, such as this recent release by Good Stuff Ninja. We're going to call the TLC lot production, Paul Vanderclay and the Midwestuary. And as I like to do on my stream, as in facilitation of the sense of community by us seeing each other, I have a series of clips we can go over. We can go over together from this new entry into the corner, or perhaps the Peterson sphere. We'll have to see. How that plays out. Let's see where we'll start here at 43 seconds of the seconds. Oh, and Denise, you're way too quiet.
People who know me are not surprised.
I think I'm gonna have to turn these on. People who know her are not surprised.
That I would. There's a group that seems very inviting and pleasant, and for the most part is a very good, pleasant, wholesome, metaphysical, philosophical, more or less Christian group. I say more or less because they don't appear to have a directed creed of you got to be this, or you don't belong here. They have a variety of channels that associate with each other, that go on each other's stream panels and very familiar process that we've learned to enjoy in social media. And sometimes this is set up as, and usually you can tell if a group sets it up that way so that they can, because you build your own channel gets built quickly if you are part of a larger community. But the best, and this seems like it genuinely is one that just grows organically. You see this a lot in the craft world. But I'm talking about the
Aw. Aw. Yeah, we did grow organically. Thanks.
philosophical religious discussion, mostly Christian world. And I began to enjoy some watching some of these. And there was one person who confused me though, a man by the name of Paul Vanderklay.
Dum dum dum. And let's see how long. What's this next one we have timestamped there? 446.
All right, I'm all over the place, aren't I? I'm not even sure yet what I'm going to title this, but it's going to have to do with LARPing and cults and social media structures. So I began following this community coalescence collection of channels that calls itself This Little Corner. And most of the
Flotilla. Flotilla in the flood of information. We cling together like fire ants, making a flotilla.
people who talked about themselves as being part of This Little Corner, I now wonder how many of them were just being coy, because they were talking about it as if they were just people who found each other. But I noticed that this pastor, this Dutch Reformed Church pastor from Sacramento, California, seemed to always be talking about internal issues.
Seemed to in this one video I saw, recent video, he seemed to be always
Issues of his own church that would only be of interest to the people who actually worship in that building.
or if you've been
who
sharing your life
children.
with people on the internet for 6 years and part of your life is being at a church they know and love, and it's about to die, and you want to tell those people because it's part of your life, maybe
Don't say that to an Irishman, but there's a kind of a British Anglican tradition that's semi-pagan with Celtic paganism. People from that, and so it's very interesting and it's wonderful to be able to relax and have conversations with people who aren't afraid to talk about such different, traditions. And with Jonathan Peugeot,
I agree. It's completely wonderful to be able to talk with people like that. That is correct. What's next? 1033.
and our people, the estuaries, particularly a CRC thing, and our people being brought into it, not really understanding that they're going to.
No, see what the deal is like the participants are associated with CRC because they're affiliated through Paul, and so they happen to be, and those are the facilities we have access to host events. That like there's nothing. It's just that's the locations we have network with.
To a denominational, what is it? Then I see Paul Vanderklay promoting a Discordian chaos magic video creator who has a stream called Sunday Service that viciously attacks particular Catholic doctrinal issues like the literal transubstantiation of the bread and wine into the body and blood. That is, that's a biggest thing going. It has been for Protestant
going was my vicious attack. My vicious attack. Now adjust your volume because this is more appropriate volume. But here for you is an instant replay of the vicious attack.
Immortalized. And so the early church fathers said, God became human that humans might become God. And that's the way they summed up.
That's yes and no. Yes and no. Let's focus.
And thereby becoming immortalized. And so the early church.
That bit, the becoming immortalized bit.
Church fathers said, God became human that humans might become God. And that's the way they summed up Christianity. So the word becomes flesh. That's very important. The word becomes flesh that our flesh might become divinized. So,
no, so that our flesh becomes worthy of being a vessel of the Holy Spirit, which through you is the embodiment of Christ in the earth, because of the law of confusion and free will. In order for us to be able to choose not to believe in God, it has to be convincingly plausible that he doesn't exist. And in order for that to happen, he has to do a lot of the real comforting work through the Holy Spirit, embodying vessels of the Holy Spirit, which are made by people eating the flesh and reminding themselves, thusly remembering him, remembering the body, bringing the members of the body back into the earth. And that's why I disagree with his. It's about our flesh being immortalized. That's along the lines of I want to become a Christian to save myself from hell. It's just, you want to do that because of a selfish motivation. Same thing with I want my flesh to be immortalized and I want a new fancy body. That's your motivation. Shouldn't. I don't think that you can get to the heart of Christianity if your motivation for being there is self-salvation.
We're talking about heaven is not like.
Remember, embody, there is no agency. We want what's best for you. Remember, embody, there is no agency. We want what's best for you.
Now you have my personal apologies for anybody that was traumatized by the viciousness of that attack on Catholic beliefs. Concern troll, Chad says, concern troll means well. Concern troll means well. Okay. No, I don't think so. I don't think there's a well-meaning here. Casino deck card of the show is the 8 of diamonds. The 8 of diamonds. We have more timestamps though. Those include 1242.
It is a cult that is actively involved in infiltrating, undermining, and destroying Christian fellowship of every kind, from formally organized churches to random Christian groups. And they are part of.
Deepest concern here is that this is projection of intent. And I want to point out that I think that you guys should know about the Discordians, and that there's this whole very middle class Ned Flanders Christianity aspect, of which I rail against, about the ignorance of what's out there on the internet and the types of questions pastors and such are therefore going to have to face. The Discordians might be one such area.
Of the Discordian religion, which is real. It's a parody religion because they attack through humor and they LARP. And Paul Vanderklay is promoting this guy. Paul Vanderklay also runs a Discord server where if you want to get in deep with this fellowship, you can go there and.
That's factually inaccurate. He never ran it. He always just allowed the link to be in his descriptions because, the people who set up the first branch were agents and good, and then a lot of those left, and nobody really knows what the state of that Discord is now anymore. but Paul never ran it. That's a factual inaccuracy.
And I've noticed they were talking a little bit in one of their own chat rooms about the fact that I'm back. Yeah, I'm back.
LARPing is what? Back? Come on now.
So I thought, well, okay, that's just my problem that I do have this very persistent fan club. Then I see Vanderklay promoting this guy. Okay, it's Grim Grizz. That's who I'm talking about. And the parallel is unmistakable. The way Roy Potter, a pastor, I don't know what they call them, because in the Mormon system, the LDS system, men, heads of their families, get to be prophets and pastors of their own families, and their families are as big as congregations because of the ones who practice polygamy. And Potter was one of those, but he was also running a militia group. He still has about 50,000 strong channel here in YouTube. I think he's still up. He was not too long ago anyway. Well, he was shocking people back in 2016 by promoting a Discordian warlock, self-proclaimed, self-identified warlock named Monograph, who is also a video porn producer. Claims it.
I think I'll take this aside to note that this is not a one-off instance. There's an additional entry in the series already. We'll get to in a little bit, and it's encouraged by those such as Mark Lefebvre, who I don't know, I think would be interesting to have a discussion about online porn with. What?
It's all legal because whenever he represents, he presents an apparently underage actress or actor. I say on the internet that my landlord was liable to be sued for things I say on the internet, and offering to settle with him for a pittance of what they were planning to sue him for if he didn't cooperate.
If I'm not mistaken, that was to demonstrate to you the previous trauma she's had to deal with the internet peoples, and the truther associated stuff that I also escaped from, and in those I think this is what I thought was a moment of clarity.
Vanderklay,
maybe,
and his Livingstone's church, the estuary. I thought this is just a coincidence. Okay, any group of people is going to have a pastor who maybe tries to exploit them to get more support for his church, which Vanderklay, he's trying to get the TLC to be an economic income stream into his very middle class lifestyle. And I'm Catholic, and our priests, pastors, nuns all took a vow of poverty and meant it. Poverty wasn't the same either. But anyway, I won't go there because I can already hear all the Protestant lies churning up. War of the Roses all over again. So I'm thinking, no, it's just Vanderklay's personality. He doesn't give a damn that this Grim Grizz character is clearly LARPing. Began to wonder if Paul Vanderklay himself isn't LARPing because he grew up the son of a pastor. So that's the only life he knows. The CRC, Christian Reformed Church, is his physical world. He grew up in it. And he spoke about his wife being a teacher in a Waldorf school. Waldorf is the anthroposophical religion school. It's like a parochial school, but instead of being Catholic, it's anthroposophical. Anthroposophical is Rudolf Steiner. One step removed from the table tapping.
Dum, dum, dum. Oh, wait. And then
being conscious. So naturally, this is very interesting stuff. And anybody who wants to be part of some interesting conversations would enjoy and should enjoy TLC, this little corner live streams. So I'm
So,
thinking to myself,
as far as just in my own mind, I'll get out and wave at the cars as they go by, and probably won't be robots in the car, but even if it was, say that it even was a robot and he waved back, and it's like, well, he made a robot happy. That's something. I don't know what it is, but it's something. So go do some of that. I'm going to see if I can do some of that. We'll see you later.
Experience of seeing a shadow of a very traumatic, I'll admit, yes, it's traumatic to discover what I discovered about these people, the Potter monograph and their history in Massachusetts, and the fact that they're connected to somebody who caused some extreme damage to my family in Massachusetts in real life, totally outside the social media. And the individual who still is out there, belongs in prison, never got charged, is in fact one of Monograph's colleagues, because that's what they do. They stop.
See, this is promoting that group, kind of, to me. Anyway, here's this.
So here's the way it works. These book sale groups. We've got to have book sale groups. We've got to have an intellectual society of some kind. But several cults are built on them. And apparently it's getting to the place where if a group of people start promoting speakers and people who've written books, and Jonathan Pago, for example, he's written several books on symbolism, fairy tales, cultural history. Vervaeke has written books on cognition, consciousness, and so on. You want to go to those lectures and hear what those people have to say. You want to buy their books. But there's this infiltration, capturing the audience. And sometimes by capturing the audience, they might believe they're also going to capture the speaker. Jordan Peterson was
The list? Yes, any of the first level ones.
I'm gonna get a soda. Anyone want one? Hey, Graham, I'm not in the room, right?
What room?
I want to cast Magic Missile. The room where he's casting all these spells from.
He hasn't cast anything yet.
I am, though, if you'd listen. I'm casting Magic Missile.
Why are you casting Magic Missile? There's nothing to attack here.
I'm attacking the darkness.
What? And then
difficult. I think I really owe an explanation, because it's very important what's going on. The estuary movement is international. It is something that is coming, is going to gain a lot of momentum because there is a natural need for that kind of faith, fellowship, intellectual, open, almost ecumenical kind of non-church venue for fellowship and discussion, so that we can all around the world keep our collective sanity, because we are facing an anti-human madness. Perhaps in some ways the human race is suffering from some kind of mental illness pandemic, and we need a movement that's going to preserve a sane space. And estuary has a lot of the possibility of being that movement. In Mortar Church, A lot of it you might say, well, it's none of my business because I'm this or that. I don't even belong to that job. Well, still, if he's going to be the leader of your estuary movement, you do have to pay some attention. There's some exploitation going on. And if generally moderate Christian type people are being sucked into something quite different, you need to start noticing. The energy that you're putting into the foundation of the estuary movement could be put into that same foundation under different leadership if you need to. Separate the wheat from the chaff. Don't throw the good out, but do avoid ingesting the bad. That's why I'm doing this. I'm going to continue to be a thorn in Paul Vanderklay's side. And I hope people...
So, enter the accuser. Drama, accusations, and threats with the stated goal of a character assassination and removal of the leadership of your little project, which will bring me to the delivery on the title shortly. Now, I've consulted with ChatGPT about this situation, and it said I gave it the transcript, you see, and then it said here's a breakdown of what's going on and some candidate paths for you to how you might engage, and then in parentheses, which means it's actual suggestion to disengage, the triggering paths, the trigger points, the escalation, the associative spiral, and the closing tone where she admits her thinking is disorganized and frames her suspicion as maybe not, and signs of a cursed blessing division. Anyway, what's happening is projection of trauma, pattern overfitting, narrative entrenchment, and me as a symbol. And let me tell you, if I was a Satanist and this was still my level of material comfort, I would have changed religions by now. But I'm not, so quit saying that. Jug's deck card of the show is the 8 of clubs. And now, more branding, and then the delivery on the secret Sunday spaghetti.
Keep it going. Never know, I'll never die. I love you. I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
So what happened was Midwestuary Sunday. I'm hanging out with Nate at Grail Country over at the B&B he had for Midwestuary, and on the Discord I'm seeing he's having plans. He's gonna have the Southeastuary guy over. What Southeastuary? Why, yes, that's this wonderful conference we have coming up in October, where there's only 80 tickets available. but there is on-site lodging. Tickets are now available. We'll be talking, and the format is dialogos between Esther Meek and Jordan Wood, Michael Martin, Jordan Hall, J.D. Lionheart, Nathan Sherry, and except Yates. So there's that. That's happening. The guy doing that was gonna come over for dinner. But I'm up over on the Discord of the event, and there's still people in town from the event that haven't left yet, and they're looking for something to do and a chance for fellowship. And so I'm like, hey guys, and it's like Jeff and Tyler and Emily and then not a lot of people, just another handful, and Nate's Nate, so he can do it. And it turns out he's making spaghetti, which is weird, and that ends up summoning Jonathan and Joe and that Chelsea lady, and soon the whole place is packed. And not only did Jeff P show up, but he showed up with Corey Eagle Wings and Jordan Hall himself. Jordan and Tyler and Emily were there. Tyler and Jordan in the same fucking room, man. All over spaghetti. And there was a point I have to confess to you, by the sacred order of foolish transparency. The Jordan Hall pulled me aside and we started to have a discussion. And he informed me how, like many such movements of ours, have been infiltrated and what you call sabotaged, because it is such a need amongst the men and the people of the community, the restoration of community. And so, if it's an international movement, it becomes a target for such destructive things. And it turns out, Clara, I can't eat spaghetti anymore. It requires teeth to eat spaghetti, as it turns out, and I'm no longer able to. But the sauce was good. And so true in my life, what happened was I had Jonathan Dumire reenacting the Homer Simpson meme by disappearing into a bush at the foot of the conversation between me and Jordan Hall. And I think it could have been approaching a job offer, but then like interloiterers came around and the private part of the discussion was no longer private. So if there was a job opportunity presenting itself, it failed to do so. And I still am here, dependent upon your Ko-Fi donations to exist. But as the sacred order of foolish transparency, I had to tell you about the secret Sunday spaghetti meeting, in which we discussed such things as whether or not we need bouncers for overly groping. What if like some of the attendees start groping other attendees at these events? And have we even put those things in place? So those kind of concerns were discussed at the secret Sunday spaghetti meeting. And people know if it's actually secret. It's a sacred order of foolish transparency. So, yeah, I know you got to exclude me from a lot, guys. It's fine. It lets me maintain my, integrities.
Although this world will devastate you. And rejoice, although this world will penetrate you. And rejoice, although you will not survive. Rejoice, you'll never make it out alive.
Excellent rehearsal, gentlemen.
And rejoice, your hair, it smells like burning hair. Oh, rejoice, your nails all got chewed off. Oh, rejoice, and holy fuck, you're bleeding there. Oh, rejoice, you burn your whole beard off. Rejoice, despite the fact this world will hurt you. And rejoice, despite the fact this world will kill you. And rejoice, despite the fact this world will tear you to shreds. Rejoice because you're trying your best.
Hey, I love that one. That's gorgeous. Thank you, brother. Wait, who's that, brother?
Andrew Jack.
Can you? Yes, Paul. You can put people on timeouts. What they do? What? So there. That's my take on what's going on. This is spiritual warfare. Remember, folks. actual fellowship is not conducive to the energy siphon of fear mongering and whatnot. So I'm still trying to fight off this attack by the biological assassins. It might be a while. I think I might have a live stream appearance tomorrow. Stay tuned, and I'll see you then.